Hi, so today is PTSD Awareness Day. PTSD stands for Post Traumatic Stress Disorder. This is a disorder that happens to individuals who have experienced traumatic events and are having a tough time dealing with it. PTSD happens, for example, to soldiers during combat, but it can also happen to any person who has experienced a crime or a very violent event. Post-traumatic stress disorder can cause nightmare, for example. They can cause anxiety. They can lead to depression, suicidal thoughts, and even suicide. When untreated, PTSD can be very debilitating and impact your whole life and the life of your families. PTSD can be controlled in many ways. For example, psychotherapy, medication, meditation, and also enjoying the outdoors. Exercise is a great way to cope with PTSD. But there is another way you can cope with PTSD, and that many metal detecting enthusiasts have found that metal detecting can help them cope with PTSD. Metal detecting not only help you ease the pain caused by PTSD and all of these negative thoughts that come with it, but also it gives you a sense of community. Metal detecting is a hobby that some people practice alone, but many others have found other friends who can also accompany them during metal detecting activities, and that gives you a sense of community and company. One of the things that you can do to deal with PTSD is to talk. When you talk and you share your experiences with other people, that relieves some pain from the inside. So metal detecting will be a recommendation if you are suffering from PTSD, so that you can cope with all the problems caused by PTSD, like the anxiety and the depression and the sadness and all of these negative thoughts that come to your mind all the time. Um, so go outside, enjoy the outdoor, enjoy the nature, find some treasure. Those are things, those are therapies that I recommend for PTSD. Let me read you the experience of a retired sergeant from a SWAT team who found relief for his PTSD through metal detecting. He says, I think it's all about mindfulness. I was talking to my PTSD doctor about how going out and metal detecting brings you to places far away from those issues. That is something that you need to practice, right? You get focused on the sounds, the area you're working, you are concentrating, you escape the thoughts that could be going through your mind, which is the main problem with PTSD, or this rush of negative thoughts that are not allowing you to focus on your life. You're focused on the present when you're metal detecting, but you are also focused on the past, a past that isn't yours. Remember that we are always looking for things that were lost years ago, because sometimes you try to think about how those things get lost and how people live during that time in the past. So that's the magic of metal detecting. Uh, he says you have to imagine what people did there and imagine where they walk. You have to think of where you can get some decent targets and go back to that world in your mind. If you're into history, that type of person is going to enjoy that. They imagine themselves back in the 1800s or even earlier than that. Or even if what it was lost was just a few years ago, that is something that is impressive by itself. And if you can find something that you can return to the original owner, that's a big satisfaction. So he continues saying, pouring yourself into thinking about the past and having something to focus on helps free your mind for a while. And he believed that it is in part what appeals to people who struggle with mental health issues, including PTSD. And PTSD is not, metal detecting is not just for people with PTSD, but people who suffer other mental health conditions like anxiety, like stress, they can also enjoy metal detecting. That's what I do. The type of work that I do is very stressful. My daily decisions impact families and impact the life of persons on a daily basis. So it's a very stressful job. It's a wonderful job what I do. And for those of you who are not aware with my profession, I am a school psychologist. So I was initially a teacher, then I moved on to school psychologist because there was a need for a school psychologist. So my daily decisions impact students for the whole lives because I work with children with special needs, and it also impacts their families. So I love my job, but it's very stressful because of the decisions that I have to make on a daily basis. I don't have PTSD, but I can have some stress at the end of the day. So I have found in metal detecting a way for me to relieve that stress and do something that I really love, because I also love history. And you have seen my videos that I try to be very jolly, very funny. That's the type of person that I am when I'm not under stress. But during my job, I'm very serious, and I have to take it very serious because, like I said, I change the life of students and also their families. Okay, so metal detecting, all in all, let's go back to the PTSD Awareness Day. If you are suffering from PTSD, I highly recommend that you consider being outdoors most of the time, and metal detecting is a great opportunity not only to be outdoors and get this sense of what happened during the past, but also a sense of community. Because metal detecting, and you are listening to me right now, metal detecting also is a community. I basically detect by myself, alone. Sometimes I dig with other friends, but my community is you, it's online, and that's as good as having it in person. And having it in person is better, but at least I have this sense of community when I am uploading my videos, sharing my finds, and communicating with all of you. This is actually something that is helping me a lot. Okay, so PTSD Awareness Day, think about it. Okay, if you know a person who is suffering from PTSD or any other mental health condition, even stress, talk to that person. Talking is a very good way for you to relieve what you have inside that is affecting you. And if you have an extra metal detector, lend one to that person and go together for an outdoor metal detecting adventure. That's definitely is going to help that person. And if this is not helping you, if metal detecting is not helping you, please make sure to get professional assistance. Okay? So PTSD Awareness Day, find someone and give him some help. In the meantime, wish me luck.